From the floor of the CME Group, this is Danny Riley on today's closing print. And first I want to start this out by wishing everybody a very prosperous 2015. I know it's not easy to trade, but you know what? If we stick together, maybe we can knock the ball out of the park in 2015. The name of this video is going to be called S&P 500 Rough Start. The high of the day in the S&P came in at 2066.5 early in the morning. The low came in at 2039.5 late in the day. And last, we're 2055 even. We're up 2.6 handles on the day. Total volume was decent. We had 1.45 million minis traded and 3.6 thousand big S&Ps traded in the pit. MOC by 2 billion. Next week's economic calendar includes some key economic reports. The FOMC Minutes, the International Trade Number, and then we end the week with the U.S. jobs report. There also is a total of 18 economic reports or 10 T-bill or T-bond announcements or auctions. Now look, the S&P definitely had a little bit of a walkaway trade going into the end of the year. And that has led to a little bit of beginning of the year selling, but I don't think that's going to last. Additionally, I said that what money they sold at the end of the year would be put back to work in the beginning of the year, and thus they've done pretty much that, and I expect to see more of that as we go into the beginning trading days of the year. But you know what? What I would say is that the markets are not acting all that great. Just as we're doing the report, the S&P just sold off 9 handles from where we said it was going into the close. Now look, I expect 2015 to be at least the beginning of 2015 to see an uptick in volatility. I really do. I get that sense with the way crude oil's trading, kind of an uneasiness in the European economies, you know, the threat of a possible interest rate hike in 2015. You know, there's some good and there's some bad out there. But I think in the beginning of the year, I think it's going to take a little bit of time to regurgitate all this and try to figure out where the S&P is actually going. I will say that I said that there was going to be a big buying balance on the close. I said that there would be money going back to work in the beginning of the year. And lastly, I think, and I'm not quite sure about this, I was going to say I thought there was a low put in here late in the day. But as the market came apart late after the 3 o'clock close, I'm not quite sure about that. As I said, I think there's going to be a decent uptick in volatility. And I also want to reach out to you guys that are following me on YouTube. I'll be back doing the videos again, but I really appreciate it when you put a little feedback in there. Whether you like what I say or whether you don't like what I say, hey, stick it to me if you want. I want to hear your comments. Anyways, we're going to leave it like that. I want to wish everybody a Happy New Year, and we'll see you tomorrow on the opening print.